Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So before I go on with the video, I did this. I recorded the whole uh, me making this. I was just sitting here. I wasn't going to record, and then I decided. I know a lot of you always ask for me to do it while I sit and play or do things. So I thought, okay, I will. So I just want to show you real quick. And a lot of you have been asking, like, oh, what color? Oh, girl, that nail. What colors are you using and that kind of thing. So I'm going to just do this real quick. I'm going to show you. She has like despite the risk, confident, believe, yes, her well-being, trying, and then of course you see her, and she got a lot of good sparkles on there. And what I did was I used pan pastels and I used oil pastels. I layered. I showed you how I do that. Um, and you'll see, like, this is all oil pastels and it's all in there and it's encased, and I used a lot, and so I kind of wanted to, show you. Now, let me just tell you, I also kept in mistakes because I'll make mistakes and I get too excited and I start to play. I did her whole face with the pan pastels and it came out gorgeous until I decided, let me just add a little bit of the blush, and used a too dark color. It was way too purple and it screwed up the whole face. So then I go to show you how you can incorporate your pan pastels, your oil pastels, whatever, in your art, in your mixed media, because I am a mixed media artist, and how you can use your acrylic paints and paint over and you don't see it. Um, so so this video is a little bit longer. It is sped through, but I wanted to show you that you can use your acrylic paints, you can use your uh, pastels, oil pastels, you know, pan pastels, this, that, the other. I also used the liquid pearls. This is in ruby red, and I hated it. So what I did was I don't know, kind of made it look more grunge, I guess is the word I want to use. I don't know. Excuse me. So this is what we came out with, and she's for sale on my Etsy. Free shipping. So the link will be down below. At the end of the video, there'll be a little icon that comes up that says my Etsy. You can click that or the link below, or search Knitting and Things Kelly Donovan. And very quickly, the paint colors that I use: licorice in multi-surface. This is Van Dyke Brown, just your regular acrylic paint. I used pure orange multi-surface, and this is a transparent orange, but I love it. Wicker white, folk art, Prussian blue in multi-surface. One of my new favorite colors. This is not multi-surface. This is pure magenta. I love it. I used skin tone in folk art. You can mix your own, of course, or whatever you have. This is Ceramcoat. This is classic blue, which I love, and I love sunset in Ceramcoat Select. I also used one of my favorite things in the world, Mod Podge Matte. I go through this stuff like water. I use it in so many different ways because you'll see I use it to help seal, to help layer. I love it. I used this glitter. Of course, you use whatever glitter you have. I got this at AC Moore Sprinklets. It's pastel glitter. I used pan pastels, and I used the Sennelier oil pastel sticks. So on with the video. Thank you so much, Vera, for watching. I love you guys so very much. I'll talk through the video as well. But like I said, she's for sale if you're interested. Free shipping on a lot of my stuff in my shop, and I have a link down below for you can get a lot of the multi-surface kits on Amazon very inexpensively. So check my link out down below. I get a couple pennies for Amazon. I have other things if you're interested. And of course, I will see you in my next video. Let me know down below, though, if you enjoy watching me making these, because, I mean, this took me like 3 hours to make in real life, but, let me know. Love you guys. See you in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today we're going to do a canvas. I'm going to do it start to finish, and I hope you enjoy it. Sit back, get some tea, and just enjoy life. I like hot chocolate more, but you know. So I took some pages out of my angel book that I love so much. You guys know, if you've been with me for a while, you know I always pull from this. And I picked out some words and that I kind of liked on the text. You don't get to see too much of it at the end, but you get it to see enough, and I know it's there. And so what I did was I wanted to kind of go off the theme of what these pieces meant and what they were saying, just to add some positive energy and that kind of thing. A lot of times I will cleanse and bless, in my own sense, the paintings that I do. You know, just kind of add some good energy, you know, I guess is a better way to put it. And so, yeah, so why not? And you can see, you know, selling, it's about like selling yourself short and selling yourself cheap. So one of my favorite new colors is called, let's see here, Pure Magenta. And it is everything and more. So all I'm doing is I'm putting it down, and of course I glued down the paper with Mod Podge. So you can see I'm just smashing it around, smushing it around, using water. Some places it's lighter than others. And, you know, I'm going to do the good old, let's wipe it all off. Add more water, you know, to thin it out, make it more transparent. And then I wipe it. And then I just wipe it around the edges, just add a little bit of color for now. And I love it. I love how it's dark in certain areas and very translucent. So I was just showing you again my favorite color, real magenta. So now I'm going to take some of my Sennelier oil pastels, and I take yellow, and I'm just going around and drawing on the parts where some of the words meant something to me, and in the final of the painting. And look how beautiful the oil pastels go on. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this and ended up showing it, I didn't know that I was going to or not, is I wanted to show that you can use it all. I love doing mixed media because you can use your oil pastels, your pan pastels, your watercolor, your acrylic paint, your paper, your gelatos, whatever you want to use. You just, you know, you just use it. So I have this stencil here, and I wanted to have, I kept going back and forth where you'll see once I get this on that Emily had said to me, just leave it like this, make it abstract, it looks awesome. But of course I had to keep going. So I'm just adding white, just my titanium white, and I'm going in different areas because I don't want it to be so solid, you know, all over. But you can see I do it a little bit heavier here. Oh, I love it. I love the way that the white came out to kind of balance some of that. And then of course I dry it. And if you don't have a heat gun, use your hair dryer. If you don't have a hair dryer, acrylic paint dries so fast. Just use your favorite song or video and leave it dry and it'll be done. So these are pan pastels, and I'm going to go in with that magenta color, which is one of my favorites. And I'm going to do some leopard print. There's no rhyme or reason to this. I just add it wherever I wanted it. And then I added some red. And look at that, how beautiful that came out. Oh, I love it. And that is just another layer. So, I mean, we have our paper, we have our paint, we have our stencil paint, we have our pan pastels, we're 4 layers in. Now, here's what I'm doing. I'm taking my Mod Podge mat, which is one of my favorite things in the world, and I am just lightly brushing it on. And that's going to keep that pan pastel from moving now, or any of the pastel. Once it's dry, I can work on top and it's not going to work. It's not going to move. And now this is just a little pastel glitter. I just wanted to sprinkle around. At the end, I think it just really adds a little something. Okay, look at that. It's dry. Look at that. Yes. Oh, it just came out so nice. So now, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? I'm going to draw. So I just took a piece of, drawing paper, and I set it on there so I can have an idea when I draw it where it's going to be, how big, that kind of thing. And I just go about drawing like I always draw, doing the little nose and mouth and eyes. And don't be afraid to do this. Just separate your face, halfway down, and then do your nose halfway between that and the chin, and then halfway between the nose and the chin, you do the mouth, and you just go to town. It's only pencil. It erases. I erase all the time. And I'm just going in, adding. I'm not doing a fantastic nose and, just doing a little folk art girl. That's all she is. And doing, doing the lips and that kind of thing. And there I go, erasing the lines, the main lines, and then I'll go in and, tweak it a bit, this, that, the other. And if you've been with me, you guys know I am not I say a straight person, but I'm not somebody who can really be on point with as symmetrical. Is that the word I want to say? One's perfect as the other side. I can't. I try everything. So I just do my best, and I'm happy with it. Brain don't work that way. So, and then I'm just going in and kind of putting in the pencil where I want it to, be the darkest. And now I used a marker over that, just a permanent marker, and I'm erasing the lines. Now here comes the fun part. Wait, is it the fun part yet? I was deciding, oh, what kind of hair am I going to do? And then I'm like, nope, let's just cut her out. So I'm just cutting her out. I wish I could cut that fast in life, because I sped this up, obviously, because this was over 3 hours. But, oh, look at that. That's a hairstyle. And I just go do that. Yeah. There you go. And I'm going to take... What am I doing? What the heck I must be erasing more. Oh, it's so funny when you record like this and it's like, well, what am I doing? What am I doing? I know I'm going to be gluing her down with some Mod Podge, so that is something. You're also going to see how I use my pan pastels, and I made a beautiful face color, and then decided, you know what, I'm gonna do a little bit of cheek color in there, and I went in with a darker purple. Don't ask. And it just messed it all up. So then I show you that, look, I used pan pastel on the face, screwed it up, and now I'm going to go over with some acrylic paint. So here I go in. I'm going in with actually a orange. It's just a light orange, and you can see it shears out. I'm using like the round pad that comes with it. Going to go in with some white. Going over it. Finding my tools, because if I was a good person, a good YouTuber, I would have all that ready, but I don't. Now what are we doing? Okay, so now I'm going to go around and sculpt out the face with some of the taupey brown. And you see, just doing the outline, not a big deal. The eyes. And I do love this tool. It is a nice point. You could use a Q-tip, or a, I'm actually going to go to the dollar store and get some of the eye shadow things that we used to use back in the day. Because I think that'll help me out immensely on here, because you can, I want to change colors. I got to wipe it, and then it's a mess. So I'm really happy with the way the face comes out. Now I'm using a very light cream, and I'm kind of going in adding kind of highlights. Does she have a beard? It kind of looks like she does. We're going to smooth that out. I use my fingers as well, because they're very helpful and they're your best tool, as they say. Adding some of that white and some cream, just to kind of, blend it out. I'm going to define that a little bit more. I mean, obviously I'm using it as a drawing tool, but like I said, use whatever you have. adding some of the lips, I mean the blush, lips, cheeks. And this is where I loved it. I start really loving it. You'll see what messes up. And I apologize for the coughing. I'm still getting over being sick, way better than I was, but it's still lingering. So now I'm just taking some blue in the eyes. I usually do green, but I only have a light green. I really want to get more colors. And I didn't even think about my oil pastel sticks because I don't know why. I used them in here, but I just didn't think to put in the green that I wanted to do. But I will do the next one like that. You see, I'm happy with the face. I'm not mad at the face. Who's mad? Nobody. So now I'm going in with my favorite, one of my favorite colors. It is, where'd you go? Van Dyke Brown, I believe. Yep, Van Dyke Brown. And I'm using it to kind of do the eyebrows and that kind of thing, kind of outline the eyes. And I go over this a million times. You'll see when I screw up. Because I was happy with the face. I was like, oh, I can work with this. I can, you know. But again, I'm going to tell you, this is a big tip. Make sure you have enough makeup sponges or eyeshadow, you know, like enough brushes when you're using your pan pastels, because it starts to get muddy no matter how many times you wipe it off. It might work fine the first time, but then it starts getting muddy, and it really screwed me up. So I'm outlining everything, and then I kind of screw up. So I take some water like I do to get some of that extra off of there. And you know, I always do that when I screw up, and I'm sure a lot of artists, I'm sure you see do this, but when you know, before it dries, I like to water it down a little bit and clean my brush, water it, kind of take it over. I can clean it up almost like, you know, when you got eyeliner on and you take that Q-tip and wet it and kind of do it. So that's what I do with my paintbrush. And I'm outlining more with that Van Dyke Brown, which I love this color. Oh my God, what color don't I like? I love them all. But in all honesty, this magenta, I'm going to try to get some more to maybe do a giveaway because it is just delightful. And you can, you know, you add some white in it and it becomes a very light magenta. You can water it down. It becomes transparent. It's magnificent. 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 That's the word. Going in, doing the nose. Now you can do a very basic nose where you just kind of do like that little half moon kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just kind of doing, you know. You also see I changed the lips quite a bit. I thought I had a great idea. Let's make it dark. I want that dark magenta as the lips. And it just, I don't know. I just didn't dig it as much when she was done. Going in and painting them. I do find that I grab for the same brushes over and over again. Even when I put everything away and clean off my desk to start something new, I still grab for those same brushes. And I don't look for them. I don't know. Some just work way better. That one right there is, I don't even know if they sell these anymore. What are you? You are a Martha Stewart number 2. And it's one of my favorite brushes. I'm going to get some, I have brush cleaner. I'm going to clean it real good and then make it, you know, make sure all the bristles and all are like flat and nice and dry nice. I just love this brush. I use it all the time. And I got to quit using it so much in my mixed media. See how pretty the face looks and everything? Come on. Okay, now I have more of that pure magenta, and I'm going in and sketching out the hair. Now, I wanted to do it, I was going to make it more, keep this kind of like a monochrome kind of thing with the hair being the dark magenta, which is in the background and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of dug it. I thought, oh, that would be cool. You know what I mean? But the more I looked at it, I was like, no, I want something that kind of pops off when you look at her. I'm sorry, my dog's playing with her toy in the background. I am so sorry. So going in, the eyebrows, I do these eyebrows. When I tell you I did them 20 times, I'm not lying. And that's okay. It happens. What are you going to do? Cleaning it up a little bit with some water to kind of, you know. And you'll see when she's done, I wanted her to have, like, I want to say the word pensive, and I don't know if that's the right word. I want to use, like, look. I didn't want her to be happy. I didn't want her to be sad. I just wanted her to be, because I wanted these things float around her, you know, the words floating around on top of her head, just taking them in. And I don't know, like, I can't explain. If anybody could get inside my head to figure out what the heck I think. Okay, and here goes I'm going to be screwing up in a minute here, because the face, I love it. I love it. Why would anybody change the face? We're going to find out in a minute. Now I'm going underneath with the blue. I wanted to do a little bit of eyeliner kind of thing, and then it didn't work out. So that was problem uno. What's the word? Numero uno. But here comes. What was this child thinking? Here you go. It's coming. So I'm like, oh, let me fix the blue. I'll put some of the face down. Da, 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 da. Okay, great. But guess what? I couldn't get the rest of the color off of that. Oh, gosh, girl. Why? Look, there we go. Sorry, I thought it was a dark purple. Nope, it's red. I thought, oh, let's give her some cheeks. Yeah, no. The one side was fine. Although it did look like somebody maybe punched her. But here goes this part. It soaked in. I don't know why. I don't know why it did this. Now, could be several things. I don't know why. I was going to say, maybe I didn't cover it all the way with Mod Podge, but I didn't do the Mod Podge yet. So then I'm like, great. Now, so then you spend 6 hours trying to fix it. Don't do that. When you screw up, if you try to fix it once and you can't, just move on. But I kept this in because I wanted you guys to see, don't get discouraged when you screw up, because I screw up all the time. I do. And look, I'm going in with more of the red. What the heck? Oh, Kelly. I'm trying to put more face color. Like, I build it back to where it was. I'm like in my, you can't hear me because I took my voice off, but I'm cursing and I'm like, why? And I was not singing. So you'll see me do this, but like I said, don't get discouraged, because the best part is that you grab your favorite skin tone. You guys know I love my folk art skin tone colors. There's light, there's skin tone, there's dark, there's suntan. There's so many beautiful ones. And I just happen to have skin tone sitting here. So what I did was I took some Mod Podge and I went over all the mess up that I did under the eyes, the cheeks. And I'm like, okay, let's move on to something else while that dries. Because, girl, I ain't going to fix that right now. But what the Mod Podge does is it seals it in. And what happens when you seal it in? Then you can work on top, and that's not going to muddy on top. So then I decided, let's go orange hair. Now, this is a beautiful transparent orange. It's called Pure Orange, and it is, of course, from Folk Art. And listen, you can use whatever brand you want. I don't care. You want to mix your own face color? Go ahead. What the heck do I care? Ceramic coat. This is from Delta, and it is Sunset, and it's gorgeous. And what I did was I went over everything, as you see. But what I dug about it was having that orange and that magenta underneath. It really gave it some more depth, I guess is the word I want to say. And then I just started adding some. I wanted it to be wavy. I didn't want it to be so opaque. I wanted the layers to be seen, like not only under, but like just through her hair. Like her hair's kind of, I don't know. I always do like the very opaque kind of, and I just wanted it. Now look at that orange. You can see it on the one side coming through a little bit because it was a little bit on the brush. And I just love the way that came out. No, I did this on December 10th, which is the 9-year anniversary of my son, of his death. Isn't that horrible? Let's celebrate. I didn't celebrate, trust me, it was a horrible day. But I decided that I was going to sit down, and like I said, this took me over 3 hours. I was going to sit down and paint and put some really positive energy and good energy, and maybe that's why her face came out a little more not as smiley and that kind of thing. But I did this to art saves me. I can't explain it any other way. So I just sat and played, and I thought I'm going to record it and we'll see what happens. And then after I was like, oh, it's so long. Who's going to want to watch this? And if you're still in this with me, thank you. Leave me a comment. Let me know you're still in it, because now we're going to go back in that face. I still went in with some white trying to push that back. It wasn't going. So I dusted it off with a dry paintbrush. And here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What? I don't want to sing the song. I'll get copyright. 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 Yep, went in with, and that didn't work either, our oil pastels. Nope. Trying to lighten it up so she was just a little tan girl. Nope. I don't give up. When I have something in my head, I'm like, I'm going to do this face with pastels. I end up not, but it's all right, because I learned a lot doing it, and that's the whole fun of doing it. That's the whole point of doing it. Now I could have made her tan, and I really could have like kept that going and went in and played, but I was just done. You'll see. I was done. So what do we do now? We're going to blend it in. Now watch, I don't even believe do I put Mod Podge over this or not? I can't recall. Well, I guess we'll see in a minute. I left her highlighting her nose. And I'm looking, she looking. Ooh, where is it, girl? Where is it? You know what we like. Where is it? Here it is. There we go. And there is no Mod Podge in between this layer. This is going right on top of the, what are they called? Artist Oil Pastel. I call them pastel sticks, but the oil pastels. And I'm going in right with Skin Tone from Folk Art. And I'm painting over it. Now, it will take a couple coats, I believe. We're going to see. It's like a guessing game. But it worked out perfectly, and I'm completely okay with it, considering what a mess I made. But like I said, I learned a lot, and that's that's what your art journal is for, too. Now, granted, this is a canvas, but your art journal's for you to go in and, play, do things where you are like learning, like, oh, okay, I can do this. This won't work. Oh, look what I did. But I mean, look how beautiful it covers it. Very nice. And I almost did eyelashes, but I thought, girl, she's a folk art girl, and why ruin it any further? I practice eyelashes all the time, and when I think I'm confident enough, and then I never am. And you know what? Great markers. They're inexpensive. Well, you can get them at the dollar store. They have permanent, like faux Sharpies. I don't know if whatever, but like Sharpie has like the thin ones, the fine point ones. They're inexpensive, and you can get them, buy them one by one, like at AC Moore and Michael's and that kind of thing, Joann's. or Staples or wherever, Walmart, I'm sure. And you can just buy yourself. I like the browns. I couldn't find my brown, so I used black. But you know, then I was like, I loved this jelly print, and I'm going to use it as. We're going to screw up again in a minute. Just wait. I should have put a countdown on the thing. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm going to cut out, making her have a little. Yep. Cut some of the neck off. I really do love that print. So, and you know, after the fact, and it was too late, but I should have. Then I'm like, oh, maybe I should have made her go up and made her a little bit smaller and put that as a dress because I love it so much. But I'll just have to do another video with jelly prints and see what we can come up with. Because I really did love that one. And I'm just using my Mod Podge, making sure it sticks. And then I'm just kind of tearing it off, which you can't see. There we go. Now, by all accounts, I probably should have left it alone there. But did I? Nope. Then I was like, oh, I like these papers. Maybe I should put them somewhere. And then I was like, nope. Okay, so then I had the stupid idea. Oh, now we're doing a little highlight in the nose there. That wasn't the stupid idea. You'll see. You'll see. Just doing a little bit more of the face paint, the acrylic paint, just to touch up, you know, little areas that I see that it might need it before I, you know, finish out the face and that kind of thing. Going in with some of that Van Dyke brown with my small paintbrush and just lining around the face just to give it a little bit more structure, you know, the neck. Now you see, you can sit and do this one in your art journal. Very easy. It is the step-by-step. I mean, this is start to finish. Little mess ups in between. Like I said, I left them because, you know, I like you guys to see the mess ups and how to fix them, that, you know, don't get discouraged if you maybe do a mess up, because it's all fixable. Going in with them eyebrows. I can't get them eyebrows. There we go. I think that's the last of the eyebrows. And for the eyelids, maybe I didn't finish it yet, but I just used that pure magenta on them, just because I like the dark with the blue eyes. And also, I don't know if you can see or not. I don't know if I did it or not yet, but I'll tell you. The blue eyes that I did on the left side, I did a little bit of white with the blue. I believe I used the pan pastel. I can't remember. And lightened it. So half the eye is kind of like lighter than the other half. Just for a little bit of contrast instead of it being so, you know, just one color. Which I don't know if I did there yet. I don't even think I put the pupils in there yet. Now I'm going to put this up with a speed through, no voice, just with music in case anybody's interested and doesn't want to hear me talk, but wants to see it. So I don't know if I could speed it up any faster. So I put the magenta in her lips and I did not like it. So you'll see how I fixed that mistake. It wasn't even a mistake. It was just something, it was just, did not like it. Okay. All right, Cal, you're really getting in them lips. And we're on speed and fast. What the heck, girl? Okay, so now I have the blue, which is True Blue or something like that. Let me see. Classic Blue. And that's from Ceramcoat as well. And they are the multi-surface as well. So that can be painted on anything. So yeah, so I believe I added a little bit of white and went the other side too. What else we got? Still trying to work them lips, but girl, I just could not. I mean, it looks good, the dark. It looks good, the dark, but it didn't come out. Now I'm using a pencil, I know, but this is just a pencil, and I went over the nose. I kept it like that because I couldn't find my brown, and I just didn't want to do black because black would have been too dark for the nose. I feel like the eyes and all, I love black, but the nose, I thought, you know what, I just want it to be. What am I doing? I'm looking. Yeah, going back and touching up with the skin tone color a little bit. Yeah, just touching up because a little bit did come through. But again, just touching up, not a big deal. And I got asked if I seal my paintings, and sometimes I will give them a spray. It depends. It depends on how I'm feeling at that time. This I probably won't because I do love the different like textures and her hair and stuff like that. But you know, I mean, not that there's a lot of texture. I don't know. I just didn't want to seal it. But look, you could seal it with spray or a brush on sealer. You can use glossy. You can use matte. There's ultra matte. Yeah, I really love the way she came out. I really do. So now I'm doing the pupil with licorice is the color, which is black. And what I like to do is I will eyeball the, I'll eyeball the eyeball and at the center of it and just put a dot of black and then just kind of work around it into a bigger circle kind of thing. You know, because the pupil is always in the middle of the eye. So it's not like it goes to the side unless you have the whole eyeball going that way. And if you did, you won't see all the pupil. It's anyway, that's how I do it. That's my best result. So, and that's what I did. And I pick it up and look at it to see, oh, is that pupil looking at me or is it looking over there? You know, so I try to, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but that's just how I do it. I want it to look you know, like she's looking straight. Now I'm going in with that black on a thin brush and I'm just going, and this is like a size 10 thin. It's like a small one. And I'm lining the eyes. I'm lining them. The whole time looking at them lips going, girl, what are we going to do with them lips? And you know, for whatever reason, I have to get Dave in here to help me with the lighting because like if it's sunny out, even though I have my stuff shut, I don't know, my lights flicker because the auto light and it's a pain in the butt. I got to figure out a way to do it. So it quits flickering. So what I did was I took a wet brush, wet clean brush, and I put it in the lips and I got off what I could. Now you see me mixing a little bit of it with the white. That's just the pure magenta. And I'm going in and I'm painting them. And you'll see how much better it looks when it's done. And don't ever be afraid to change something, even if you put white paint over it, leave it dry, and then paint it. You don't want a thick white paint, but you want to, you just do like a nice light coat, gesso. That's if you don't have gesso. You can gesso it as well. You can see I did it, and that was still dark over it. And I'm going to go over it again. I went over it 3 times after it dried. Leave it dry. And you'll see, like I said, it is better. Now, if I had the hand, I wasn't shaky. I'm always shaky. I would probably have taken my small brush with the darker, the pure magenta, and I would have outlined her lips, but I thought I was pushing it at that point. Like, because everything I screwed up, I fixed, and it looked nice, and I was so happy with it. I am so sorry my dog is squeaking. She's a-playing. So just going in again, that is some of the flesh color, and I'm just, cleaning up the eyes a little bit, just around everything in case there's a little smudge or, just to make it a little cleaner. I really, really love the way she came out. All right. So almost done. I swear we only have a few minutes left. Now here's where the mess up comes. I should have just edited this part out. But there was nothing I could do. You could see it. I thought, what a great idea. Let me outline this in this beautiful, what color is it again? Ruby red. Well, it might have been ruby, but it wasn't red. It looked orangey pink to me, and I wasn't happy with it. I wanted it to be red. Then I was like, all right, well, let me smush it down a little bit because it was poofy, because that's what it's supposed to, it's a poofy thing. Like liquid pearls, it's called. And I did not like it against the blonde hair. I could not stand it. It was killing me. Then I'm like, well, let me do the whole water wipe it off trick. Nope, that ain't gonna work either. I keep trying. And then I did take some of it and take it around the canvas, which I was really happy with. I like to kind of take colors and move them around, like the yellow, the blonde hair, I got the yellow pastel and, that kind of thing. So I just kept adding water and wiping this, and it just was like, girl, I'm not going anywhere, so you need to get used to me now. And what ended up happening was, and you're going to see, I kind of smooch it around to make it a little bit more grungy looking, I guess is the sense, which is fine because I love grunge. And what it did was it made it look grungy, and it did, like the flower that I had done the jelly print with, it did kind of mute that a little bit, and I kind of liked it even more. So it was a mistake that turned out fine, just getting there, because at the time I was like, ugh. So I used some of the pure magenta to line her lips. I'm looking at it. Everything cool. Everything cool. Does it look even? Is she looking at me? Is it, So I have a pill bottle. When I cut out words, I put them in a pill bottle. And so I pulled out some of the words that I had been pulling out of books, or sometimes it's magazines or whatever, but usually these are the book ones, that's small individual words. And I pulled out her well-being, despite the risk, yes, confident, belief, and trying. And those all spoke to me. And like I said, the day that it was just like, that's it. So, and then I'm showing you that was the pill bottle where I have my heart that I made out of foam, and I use it as my stamper. Do you guys know that I did that? I don't know. And then I just Mod Podge them down. Gluing them down, gluing them down. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like I said, she's for sale on my Etsy. Links down below. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battles somebody else is fighting. Let me know if you guys want more of these. I will definitely record more as I am making them. And I love you guys so very much. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.